hello, my name is Yelena, welcome back to my channel. Today let's ice and crumb coat half sheet cake, and I'm gonna show you how I do it my way. So this is a half sheet, like I just said. And some of you may think it's a little intimidating because of the size. So for some of you, you're very scared how to turn it back on your decorating board. I have it right here. And my sheet cakes always have 2 layers on side. So I bake 2 layers right here. And I'm just gonna show you how I'm doing it, and trust me, it's not as scary as you think. The only trick I would say to it is be fast and be brave in what you're doing. So if you start to baby the cake and slow down, kind of think of your move, then when the accidents happen, but you need to be sure in your movement, and you should do just fine. And let me show you how it's done. All right, so let's do, so I like start with the first layer, the bottom one. I put the cake down first, and I have my board, so it's wrapped already in foil. I buy it already like this. So this side is wrapped in foil and the back side is not. So foil side down directly onto the cake like that. And this step, just make sure and see that your foil sitting centered on top of your pan. All right, so this is important. That way you don't have to fuss with the cake after you flipped it over. Now, this is one of the moments that you should not hesitate, all right? So when I got my edges kind of eyeballing that, I think it looks pretty good, all right? So I push down on my board so it doesn't move. I'm holding my hands over the pan edge on both sides. See, like I have very nice grip. And in one movement, go ahead and flip like this and put it back. I have it on the turntable, but you can hold it on a table as well if it's, you know, make sure it doesn't slip and fall on the floor, all right? So at this point, our cake is flipped over. And now, just go ahead and start propping your cake pan off the cake slowly. Make sure nothing's stuck. See, just like that. And here's the cake. See, so I did pretty good job centering it. All right, so one layer is on the board. So now I'm gonna put icing in the middle. So this is simple cake, it just no fillings, just icing. All right. And this is my regular just buttercream. I do have recipe for this on my channel. You can go just under the list. It will go under the icings and fillings, I believe. It's a regular my crusting buttercream icing. All right. So put it as much as you need. If you do fillings for the cake, I will recommend put layer of icing all around, make it like a border, and then you put your filling over, all right? So that way the border will keep the filling in and helps with oozing. All right, so that's pretty big cake, so it takes a lot of icing. So just spread it out. And as you can see, the way I bake my cakes, I don't trim anything off them. They're pretty flat. And of course the oven is a little off level, just a little bit. So when I flip my second layer, I'll show you what I do. I just guesstimate which side was a little lower, and I put the fuller side on that spot. It will make sense in a minute here. All right, so I have, if you look at the cake like this, see, here's the cake a little thicker than this side because my oven is a little tipped as it bakes. All right, well, the next layer, if you look over the surface, kind of the same way. So where the thicker part of the cake was, I'm putting thin part on it, okay? Okay, and this is another last scary step on this. So to flip second layer on it, again, you need to be sure you're doing one movement. So what I do, I'll show you a little bit sideways here, but I line, so this side and this side matches the edges for the cake. And I'm bringing this edge of the pan right to this edge. So I'm doing it, let me, I guess do it from the side. So I'm doing it like this, all right? So pretty much on it. And again, don't think much. As soon as you line it up, one movement. And here's your cake. Just like that. So it's pretty much good job. If it's a little off, which you see a little bit here, I can trim it a little bit here. And on this side, the bottom a little bit sticks out. But for some reason, on a half sheet, we always have more space on this side than on the sides anyway. So this is, I will say this is good. And I'll just take my knife and I'll just trim it. I mean, you can see how a little that is. Just a little edge. All right. Like that. Okay. And again, on this side, it's just a little bit on the bottom. Nothing to it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and crumb coat this. You can do the same icing, but I like crumb coat with Italian meringue buttercream because it's just easier to run across of your fresh baked cake. And I mean, this cake is fresh. I just baked it a couple hours ago, just enough to cool it off. And I'm just gonna use it from the piping bag, that way it's nice and clean. Just gonna put some on the side. Okay. And just thin layer, just enough to feel all the crumbs in and seal the cake, so when I put it in the fridge it doesn't dry out. Just like that. Again, so the crumb coat is just very thin layer, so you're not icing it at this point, you just kind of straighten out your cake and seal in the crumbs. And then see, so you can still see all the layers, and see the cake is pretty level, even that I did not cut anything off the tops. All right, so the cake is level, and I hope you guys liked my technique and you will try it next time. Like I said, the only trick I think is to be sure in your movement and commit. If you line up your pans, just go ahead and flip it over. Do not hesitate and kind of inch a little bit, because the cake will fall and it will crack, and it just will be total mess. But I think other than that, this is pretty good. So I'm gonna put this in the fridge for a couple hours so it's chilled properly for me. Like I said, this is freshly baked just like 2 hours ago. I took it out of the oven about a couple hours ago. So I'm gonna leave it in the fridge for about 4 to 5 hours, probably for sure. And then I'm gonna decorate it. And for that will be next video, and I'll see you there. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give me thumbs up if you like this video, and I will see you next time. Bye, I love you so much.